Hey guys, and welcome back to Barn Find Restorations. Today we're working on our John Deere B behind us, and we're working on taking the wheels off of it. So this one, the wheels are actually, one of them is slid out and then one of them is slid in, so they have to get moved anyways. And I want to take them off to sandblast them, and it's just easier if they're off anyways. So I'm going to go through the process of getting the wheels off of this particular model of John Deere, and then we'll kind of go from there. Alright, so if you look closely here, you'll see that there's a collar that kind of goes over these three pieces on the hub that are over the axle and the splines. So the way that it works is this piece here is tapered, and as this piece gets bolted on and slides up, it pushes this part down and locks it onto the axle. So to take it off, you'll see that there's three bolts, 1, 2, 3, and then there's these two holes, one here, one right there. So what you need to do is you need to take these three out and put two of them back in and screw them in. And what that does is there's threads in here, so the bolt grabs onto this piece, and when it hits the plate on the backside, it pushes this piece off of this part of the hub. So by removing this kind of triangle shaped piece, it pulls all the pressure off of this, and then you should in theory be able to slide the wheels off. Now I'm guessing it's going to need a little motivation to actually get the wheels off, but we'll take it off first and then see how it goes. So I already broke them free with the breaker bar, and I'm going to show you quick taking this piece off. We might speed it up a little bit. Alright, my little Milwaukee couldn't quite drive these in, so what we're going to do is bump it up to this bigger electric one that plugs into the wall, and if that doesn't work, then we can always break out the breaker bar. And just a side note, I sprayed this whole apparatus down like a week ago with WD-40, and I did it every other day to kind of help try and free it up a little bit. So if you're watching this video and planning ahead for doing this project, I would definitely recommend getting like PB Blaster or WD-40 or something to just spray in here to kind of help loosen it up. And another side note, if you need anything to store your nuts and bolts in, and you have young kids like I do, these baby formula containers work great because you open them up and you put your crap inside, and then you can just write on the inside of the lid or top of the lid what it's for, and you can keep them all organized. So, we'll get back into it. Alright, so now you can see we got this piece off, just like I said, and then you can take these back out. This will be getting sandblasted with everything else. And then the next part is to try and get this thing to slide off. So if you haven't already, at this point you could jack it up off the ground. So this one, what's it saying, down a little bit. But it's already got a jack on the back side of it, and then I'm going to try going around this piece with a hammer lightly and seeing if I can get it to just kind of free up a little bit, and then I'm going to go to the back side and just kind of tap it with the maul and see if I can get it to slide at all. I have seen some people make a mechanism that kind of grabs it from the back side and pulls it forward as it pushes on the axle here. I don't have anything like that at this point. Maybe I'll make something just for this project, but we'll start with the maul and see how that goes. Alright, so I got the wheel off, and I just want to do a quick recap on it. The first thing that I noticed when I pulled it off was that this piece broke off. At first I thought that I must have sheared it off somehow or way, but all I did was slide the wheel off, and upon closer examination, and I'll pull up a picture here, if you look on the one side, there's clearly rust and that it's been like this for a long time. Now I may have shook it loose using the impact or something to get it to come the rest of the way off, but this crack was clearly here before I ever started it. So, and then another thing, if you look along the top, you'll see that there's paper along it, like the paper was in a crack. And you'll also notice that there's paper here and paper on the hub. My best guess is that collar that was on there Somebody used it kind of like a shim, or to keep it from seizing up over time and locking together. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about it yet. Cast steel isn't really the easiest to repair. It's not like regular steel where you can just weld it. So I'll talk to the customer and see what he wants to do. And then also, when I was beating on the backside of this with the maul, I just want to make a side note. If you're going to do it that way, just don't go crazy, because cast is, as you can see, fragile and it might shatter. So it's not a bad idea to use a board or a piece of rubber, or just go gentle and take your time. Just don't beat on it, or you're going to have a lot more broken than just that. So we're going to go ahead and take off the other wheel, and then we'll do a recap on that side and see how that goes, and then we can proceed with the painting of this tractor. Alright, so I got that other wheel off without a hitch. No broken pieces this time, luckily. And that kind of wraps up getting the wheel off for this time and this part of the episode on restoring this John Deere B. If you like what you saw, drop a like and subscribe. There's definitely going to be a lot more. We have to repair some dents on the fenders. I got to hone out the engine, rebuild the carburetor, and some other small stuff, and then yet paint it too. So there's definitely going to be a lot more. Thank you so much for watching.